So because Angola was colonized by the Portuguese, pretty much everyone speaks Portuguese, at least where the missionaries are. In Wambu and Lubangu, there are more people that speak the native languages, which in the south is Umbundu. But even the people who speak Umbundu also speak Portuguese, so missionaries don't really have any troubles teaching those people. In terms comparing Portuguese from Angola to other countries, from what I noticed, Angolan Portuguese is very lenient in pronunciation. I guess because the Mozambicans live there, Portuguese people live there, Brazilian people live there. I guess because it's kind of like a mixing pot for all the Portuguese. That, like, for example, the word what, which is, you can pronounce the word what like 3 different times and it's all correct. You say que or ki or ke, and it works. It doesn't matter. I know one thing I know is Mozambican and Angolan Portuguese is pretty much the same from what I could tell. The tone of voice, comparing Angolans to Mozambicans, tone of voice is a little different, but I couldn't notice that. My first companion was Mozambican, and I couldn't tell that he spoke different from the Angolans. It wasn't until near the end of my mission that I could tell that the Mozambicans spoke a little differently from the Angolans. Yeah. So between Portuguese from Portugal and Angolan Portuguese, there's not a huge difference between the common pronunciations, just because there's a lot more Portuguese influence than Brazilian influence. But so Brazilian Portuguese is the most different, where like the word diligently, which is a word commonly found in the scriptures. In Portuguese from Brazil, it's diligentemente, whereas in Angola, it's just diligentemente. So a lot more cheese and G's in Brazil than compared to Angola. But pretty much all the words are the same. There are a few differences. I know Angolans, one thing about Angolan Portuguese is that there's a lot of slang in the language that's super common, everyone uses it. Like instead of saying muito for a lot, Angolans most of the time say bué. One word that all the American missionaries love is the Angolans actually have a word for thingy, which is coiso. Which is basically a direct translation from English to Portuguese, because thing in Portuguese is coisa, and thingy is coiso. So that's something all Americans love, that word. There's also the slang version, which is mambu, which a lot of the taxi people use. So if you know that word, you'll hear it all the time. Mambu. Like the word we for guy or dude. A lot of slang in Angolan Portuguese. But yeah.